Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our dear sister. If you have any confession that you want to share with us, please feel free to send your confession using our WhatsApp number. The confession reads like this. I am Maisha, a wealthy businesswoman from Lagos, Nigeria. I own a supermarket that has become one of the most successful in the area where I am operating in. But my success did not come from hard work alone. I am not proud of the things that I did, but at the same time, this is Africa, where opportunities are very limited. Opportunities are only for the select few, those that have relationships with those that are in power. But I feel like even though I had no choice doing the things that I did, I don't think that if I'll ever be given that opportunity to be born, to live again, if one says, come, let us do this, let us make money quick, I will never do it again. It's not worth it. We all need money, but money that just comes out of nowhere, it is not worth it. And I feel like it is time for me to tell the truth, for I have my own date that I was told that it is the day that I'm going to die. In 2022, I made a very terrible choice, but I was desperate. This choice has been haunting me like each and every day ever since that day. It all started with a desperate desire for wealth. I had been dating this man who was wealthy. So this man, when I started dating him, he was the one who then introduced me to a life of luxury. Before that, I was someone that was okay. I had been dating my poor boyfriend. I was okay, just surviving on the basics in life. But this guy just came, and when he came, he just looted me, and I was his. He bought me a lot of stuff, and then he just left me. He dumped me for another girl. The reason as to why he dumped me for another girl, he said that this girl was someone who was highly educated, had a very good job. So she was like, unlike me, because I was always demanding, not like I was demanding. He was the one who had changed the place where I was staying. He would send me money to pay the rent, buy the food, and he did not allow me to go to work. So when he met another girl who was working, had her own apartment, drove her own car, financially stable, he saw that I was just like a parasite in his life. I was really heartbroken when he called me a parasite after a big fight. That was when I returned back to my old lover. As for my husband, he is someone whom I can say is a good man. We had been dating for a very long time. And even though we were not rich, like I told you, we were comfortable, but I was hungry for more. I always dreamed of having a business. And since the man that I was dating, he also had a supermarket, I said that I wanted to do that same business. And I really do not know how I was going to start this business. For I did not have anyone who could assist me with the money. I wanted success so badly, and I really wanted to have a big shop. My husband then spoke with his boss, and he was given just a little bit of money. Then we started our small shop, like it was really small. And then that was when I said there must be a way to attract customers so that they can come to our little shop. It was in January 2022. That was when I met a woman. So they used to call her Madam Kaichi. She was someone who had a lot of money, and I always wanted to be friends with her. And then I made sure that I became her friend because I wanted her to change my own life, to help me so that I can be as wealthy as she was. One day, I found myself at her door. Her home was in an unassuming place in Lekki, hidden from plain sight. When I got in there, I could tell that this woman, she was an occultist because of some of the things that I had seen. She asked me why I had come to her place. I then told her about my dreams of becoming wealthy and I wanted to borrow money from her. She then said that money she was not going to give me. She was going to assist me so that me and my husband one day we can have a very big supermarket. She told me that she had her own friend, a friend who was a gifted herbalist who could see to it that I become as wealthy as she was. All that I needed was to agree. So she gave me a small piece of paper. It was just a plain bond paper, but a red one. She said, just write your name here. I wrote my name. She then went upstairs to her bedroom and then she returned back with a white bond paper. She said, fold it like this. And then she showed me and she said, keep it. I want you to go and keep it underneath the mattress. And when you sleep, just call out the name of your husband. But make sure that he will never hear you saying his name. So I returned back home and I did that for a couple of days. She then called me and she said that we were supposed to go and visit her friend. We then went to her friend. Her friend is someone that is really spiritual and she is gifted. There was no need for me to explain anything. She only told me that in order for me to make money, I was going to do a ritual that involved using the spirit of a loved one, my husband. She said that that was not all that was needed. His soul was not going to be enough. Also, his body part was needed. At least a hand. His hand had to be cut off after I would have sacrificed him so that customers can keep on coming to my supermarket. I was given an instruction to find a carpenter to give him money so that he can make a small coffin in which a human hand can fit in. And this coffin was supposed to be hidden in my bedroom. I bought it. My husband did not even know that this is what his wife had been planning. When I returned back home, I looked at him and I saw that my husband, he was just innocent. In February, I returned back with Madam Kechi to her friend, the herbalist. We had been instructed to bring my husband. So we went there as if this woman wanted to assist me and my husband to get land for ourselves. So whilst we were there were some charms that had been sprinkled around the yard where she was showing us, saying that I can give you this piece of land, then you pay me little bit by little bit. When he stepped on the place where the charms had been sprinkled, that was the end of him, but he did not know. We returned back and then he got so sick. He really got so sick. At that time when he was sick, I had been given some charms that I was supposed to force him to drink. I lied to him that these charms, they were going to make him feel better, but those charms were going to make him even worse. My husband then died. When my husband passed away, when we were taking him back to the village, already Madam Kechi, she had been working with this other funeral parlor. They were handling everything. My husband's hand was removed. I don't know whose hand did we bury alongside with my husband's dead body. They had stitched him up with the wrong hand. We buried my husband and I returned back to work. I kept that hand inside a coffin, but this hand, it does not decay, it does not get rotten. If you open it up today, you will think that I just removed it from a person that died today. So the way that the ritual works is that each and every morning when we open the doors of my supermarket, people, they will start to flock to my supermarket. My husband's hand will be in front of the supermarket calling the customers, saying, come and buy, only buy from this shop, only buy from this shop, come and buy from this shop. and nowhere else, because this shop is very cheap. But people will never see this hand, for it will be happening in the spirit. At night, when I close the shop, I remain behind. Then I walk outside of the shop. I will even see the hand. It will be there in front of my shop, and no one will even see this but only me. I take it and I always put it inside a plastic. My security man thinks that I am someone who does not like litter around a shop, but I will be picking up my late husband's hand, and then when I return back home for the night, I place it inside that same coffin. I have no desire to be with a man. I feel okay when I am alone.